Welcome back to the table. I'm Kim Gannison. I haven't posted a video here on YouTube in a while, and I want to explain why. Some of you might know that YouTube has changed their monetization policies, and it's made it really difficult for small creators like myself to get any kind of compensation for the expenses involved in creating videos. So knowing my audience the way that I do, my audience are the most sophisticated, dedicated, and open-minded people I've ever met. And Patreon ends up being the best fit for me and for you, my very particular audience. Okay, so all of my videos that you see here on YouTube are also on Patreon, and they're free. All of my future videos like these are going to be on Patreon for free. So all you do is you go to www.patreon.com/KimGannison and follow me for free, and you'll get to see all of these videos, okay? Plus all the upcoming ones. Now, if you're inclined, I welcome you and I encourage you to become a subscriber of mine on Patreon. There's several levels of subscription that you could choose, and what you get for that is a whole bunch more videos that include real-time channeling in them, bringing you information about the development going on in the shift to 5D, the development of the 5D plane on Earth, and the evolution of us as individuals and as a community that is forming the 5D community. Okay, lots of information, lots of videos about that available to subscribers. Okay, so I want to thank you for being a subscriber here on my YouTube channel, The Table. Please join me at www.patreon.com/KimGannison. Get involved at a much bigger level than we are right here. I hope to see you there. Now enjoy this video. This is Culture of 5D, No Hierarchies. It's a very important video. I think you'll find it really personally relevant. Okay, and it's been published on Patreon for at least the last month. Okay, but you haven't seen it yet. So enjoy it. See you on Patreon, and take care. Thanks for being here. Hi everyone, it's me, Kim. I'm here to talk to you today about the culture of 5D, non-hierarchical structures. Okay, now I've mentioned in the last few months on a bunch of different videos that I've been told that I need to stop speaking as a channel who's based in 3D and bringing 5D information into 3D. That's over. We who are 5D are on the 5D plane right now, and it is a directive that's come directly to me that I need to be 5D based and bring you information from a 5D perspective. Okay, so previously I had wanted, and I think I did actually, discuss information about hierarchy structures in 3D and how to dissociate from them. But now I'm going to talk about what non-hierarchical psychology and what non-hierarchical community and culture means. What does that mean? Okay, so here we are on our 5D plane. And if we remember back to being 3D based psychological beings, hierarchy is all over the place in 3D. It's part of our psychology that has an internal aspect and an interpersonal aspect, right? Hierarchy is not just something that we create externally in culture, but it's also something that we do to ourselves, or that we did to ourselves. In 3D, we were thinking in terms of, you know, what are my pluses and minuses? Well, you know, I'm good at this, I'm not good at that. I'm extremely impatient, but at the same time I'm extremely loving, or blah blah blah, right? And we've got ourselves sort of tallied up. You know, we've got a tally sheet. And the tally sheet is often a hierarchy of the good stuff and the bad stuff. So we've broken ourselves up into parts. The good parts are at the top and the bad parts are at the bottom. So there's the internal aspect of the hierarchy. And we're letting go of the cultural and social hierarchies in 3D. So how do we talk about the healing of that? Okay, so I want to start by saying that hierarchy as an internally generated thing is specific to 3D. We don't have it in 5D. Why not? Because the idea in 3D, what 3D was set up to support us to sort of embody and think about, is that we are separate from one another, right? We're broken up on the inside. We've got parts that are good and parts that are bad. And we're also separated from other people. And some people are below us and some people are above us. And there's that hierarchy once again. Okay, but in 5D, we don't have a psychological basis that is focused on the separation from other people and our brokenness on the inside, right? Our little pieces and parts that are good and bad and whatever they are. Not so in 5D. In 5D, we are whole on the inside and we are whole on the outside with our community, right? Inside wholeness, outside wholeness. In 3D, internal hierarchies, external hierarchies. Now, how is it that we can heal that up? How is it that we're able to say the hierarchy thing was wrong? Easy, easy. Each one of us is a spectrum of consciousness, a full and complete spectrum of consciousness, right? So by that notion, we can say that we have vibrations that go as low as 3D vibrations, or even lower, but we have vibrations that run the full spectrum all the way up to 1000D, or, you know, however you want to verbalize the idea of something that is much greater than what our 3D psychology has told us we are. Okay? We are the full spectrum. And okay, so maybe the vibration in 3D is really low and the vibration in 16D is really high, right? But that doesn't have to be a hierarchy. What it is a spectrum, an unbroken spectrum within each and every one of us. Okay? It's not a spectrum that's been turned into a vertical hierarchy where some is low and bad and some is high and good. It's not that. It just happens to be a natural spectrum. And we are whole. We have a whole spectrum of consciousness. We are holograms of the whole universe. Okay? So the psychology of dispersed earthly identities, the psychology of I'm one total identity, I'm not a spectrum at all, I'm a total identity, and I'm bouncing around, you know, with other disconnected, dispersed earthly identities, and we're, you know, maybe trying to connect in life, maybe we are, maybe we're not. That's a 3D psychology. Your 5D psychology is one of natural connectedness, okay? And the rest of your spectrum of consciousness is based upon interconnectedness with the other vibrations in the universe, because we are full spectrums of consciousness. We're holographs of the universe, okay? So think in terms of, I know I've been in contact with some extremely high vibrating beings. Very, very incredible. I can't even really not conceptualize them, but I can't really process within myself and then interpret exactly what it meant to be that 16D or whatever being that I was in contact with. I couldn't even absorb the totality of the vibration of what that being was, because it would have blown my little nervous system wide open. I couldn't do it. But it's important to remember that right now you have a 3D perspective. And your 3D perspective is set up to make you think that your 3D and 16D being over there are two different things. The only thing is even though you're identified with 3D vibration here, you have an internal full spectrum that allows you to connect with the 16D being over here. And the 16D being over here has a full spectrum, including your 3D vibration over here. You're both whole, okay? So there's no reason for you to say, I am less than that, because you are whole and that being is whole. You just happen to be in a particular situation where you are locked into third dimensional orientation. That's all. And you're going to escape that the minute you come out of 3D and into 4D. 4D feels wholeness. 3D feels dispersed from everything else, a diaspora of beings on the planet. That's what 3D mind feels. You get into 4D and all of a sudden you feel the connectedness. You get into 5D and you start living and creating from that connectedness. And then farther up the spectrum, I think we all probably just become, a giant mosh of consciousness or something, but the connectedness gets more intense on the way up. Okay? So that's who we are. We are not the 3D locked into psychological and social hierarchy anymore. We are in recognition of the wholeness of our spectrum on the inside in 5D. And we are also in complete psychological and vibrational interconnectedness with our community in 5D. Okay? Now, I had to write this down because, as we evolve beyond our 3D consciousness, hierarchy, 3, becomes wholeness in 5, both internally and externally. And the diaspora of 3D identities on Earth become a community in 5D. Okay? So there we go. Non-hierarchy orientation in 5D. Can't wait. Can't wait. All right. Thanks for being here. Leave your questions and comments. Let's get this discussion going. I know you have some. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for being here. Take care.